All right, everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be throwing the new Brunswick Alert. A little bit of what I've done with this in 3 weeks already. So had the ball for 3 weeks, 800 second week, 791 the next week after. So this ball's getting up there, personal golded list, we'll call it. Very good for a smooth transitional ball. Needs a little bit more friction than most, I'll say. Like, it's a step down from my Hammer Solid, which I'll be throwing in this video as well to compare. I'm also going to be throwing the Bubblegum Vibe, which I've been using a lot in house shots. So anytime you got a little bit of transition or a little bit of dry and friction that you're trying to move in and get more angle from, it's been a really good piece. So far, why I like this one more than the Vibe, we'll say, it's just because it just gives me a little bit more mid lane. So it just gives me a little bit more read. So unless I'm seeing flat angles with this, then I don't really need to go to the Vibe, just because the transition phase will just be slower, so it's easier to control and see how this kind of works. But let's throw a couple of shots and then we'll go from there. So I know this is a little bit of a weaker ball, so I'm just gonna move a bit more right than where I normally would start on this pattern here. It is a fresher. They oiled it this morning, so I don't expect it to be too deep with it, but let's see where it goes. I'm just gonna be around 13, 14 at the arrows. Okay, so that definitely hooked off early. I did put some surface on it, freshened it up, treating it really good because obviously it's been doing me good. So let's move based off what I just saw. So it definitely hooked earlier than I thought it would, knowing it was a fresh. That's a good sign. So I'm simply just gonna hop 5 left. So I'll go to like 16 now. Even 15 should be fine, just getting it right now. So there's pretty good friction out there on the fresh. Okay. Hit around like 17 there at the arrow, so it felt like a little bit cold, a little bit more in front of me than I wanted to. Luckily enough, house shot, so held straight in the middle there. The goal is to get it out, so I mean, I got a break from it. Not my intended target. Let's throw one better. See what happens. It's giving me confidence that it's still hooking in the middle and holding at the same time, I guess. And that's the idea. That's the ideal line. Don't know if that's the ideal way I want to see the pins fall. Looked a little bit sharp behind the head pin. 7-10 fell a little late, so ball's coming a little bit behind it, but probably could slow the feet down. I don't want to move too far right and into the mess and mess around with the transition too much. All right, let's throw a better one again. I just keep missing right. Definitely not throwing the ball with the best right now, but flared it super right. Lucky enough, got around it enough to get it to come back on a thank you house shot. So just looking like a house hack right now, which is fine because apparently this ball is amazing. Let's finally throw a better one. There we go. That's the best one I've thrown all day. That's where the ideal line looks like it's going to be. You can see ball reads the mid, stays smooth. I know it's the stereotypical words, smooth, continuous, blah, 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 retains energy. All the ball runs say it now, but at the same time, I'm just seeing what I want to see out of the ball shape. And it's reading in the mid lane with the surface on it in a good spot. It's retaining enough energy where I'm not worried about that 10 pin at all. It's slapping it out. So I'm seeing what I want to ideally see it in terms of a matchup perspective. And bowling's always going to be a game of matchup, right? Like, how are you going to match up what ball on what lane and where you stand on the right conditions. So to me, that's just the definition of a matchup. When you say good mid lane read, good continuation, it's just you're getting the ball to do the right thing in the right place. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. So quickly, I'm going to throw the Hammer Solid. I'm going to throw it in the same spot. See what happens. Expecting this to be a little bit earlier, if not a lot, but we'll see. Got it right again. I mean, I've been there before with the alert, so definitely peaked it right. You can see that the ball kind of sets up a little bit smoother. Could be the layout as well. This one's a pin down versus the Alert was a pin up. So the flares, it's tighter. It's a slower, smoother transition. I use this as my optimal benchmark ball right now. Just gonna throw a better shot to have a better comparison on the same line. Go, better. And that was actually better thrown. That had the same result where the ball came behind the head pin, almost leaving a 10, obviously left a blower 7. What that means is the ball's coming too slow of an angle coming back. So either I gotta tighten up that line a bit, slow it down to give it a chance to make it back to the pocket in the ideal spot, or I gotta, speed up, move right, like different ways to get the angle. But it shows how much slower this piece is compared to the Alert. And that's why, for me, it's a good 1-2 punch to start with this and then go to the Alert when needed. That one's a little tighter. And that's the exact move I would make, right? I would, like I said, not throw the balls wide, get the ball and the angle a little tighter, so that the ball's kind of got enough angle, or not needing to create as big of an angle to come back to hit the pocket in the ideal spot to take out that 10 pin or 7 pin that are left. And that's where I have the Hanger Solid. So boards wise, left to right, very, very similar. I think I'm seeing more front to back in terms of how much earlier it is and how much slower the Hanger is compared to the Alert. And I think it's probably around like 1 to 2 feet, not much, but enough to make a difference, especially if you're talking about a house shot or if you're looking at a more demanding shot on how early you want the ball to react. So that's kind of what I want. And out of the Hanger Solid, like I said, and that's been my favorite benchmark ball lately, is I like to use that as the benchmark. So I want that transition piece to be a little bit slower in the transition phase so that I can see what the lane is telling me. Then I know when to get into the Alert or where to get to the Alert too, assuming it creates more angle. When it gets a little more dry, I probably want to be like 2-3 left with the Alert in comparison to the Hanger. Now this one, my bubblegum, I like to throw this pretty much on all burn, right? Because it's just clean. It corners, but not to a point where it's uncontrollable. And this layout is exactly the same as the Alert. So, or the other way around, I laid out the Alert just to complement this to make it the same. So now I can play the difference between the cover and the core. And I'm just going to go into the same spot and see what happens. I'm assuming this one's going to skate, but let's see. Kind of did just that. So ball pushed. It's a lot cleaner through the front. So it took a little longer before the ball wants to make that right to left hook. And obviously, if I'm keeping my tilt the same, it's not really going to corner as much until I put more rotation on it. So I'm just going to make a very natural 3-1 move to the right, just to get the ball into the friction a little earlier and keep my angles a little bit straighter in front of me. So yeah, that's it. Similar idea to what I did with the Hanger, except the Hanger, I knew it was a stronger ball, so I didn't need to actually move right. I just kind of aimed left into the middle of the lane. This one, knowing that the ball is a little bit cleaner in the front, I need that ball to get into that friction a little sooner and a little bit more in front of me. So that's why I made the move to the right, and then kind of got the ball to see the shape a little sooner, cleaner. Got the 10 out too, so looks really good. I'm going to throw one more. Right, so that was the difference, right? All it really is just understanding the front to back and understanding how much I'm expecting to get the ball right to left. And that's how I like to keep my arsenal kind of hand in hand, so it's easy for me to see and read the transition that pieces as needed. So in this situation, I know when I'm going for my benchmark Hanger Solid, if the transition phase is coming too slow right to left and I need something quicker without moving, then I can go straight to the Alert. Or on a house shot, if I need to chase it left and the Anger's starting to run out of energy coming back, I go to the Alert. And then if you go, oh, once the Alert starts puking out a little bit in the back, or it's just reading too early because the heads are gone, bubblegum will just push through the front a lot cleaner. I can stay a hair more right until it becomes too crazy in the back. Then I can kind of just go straight overlap on top of the alert to the bubble gum. So let's finish it off with a couple of alert shots. And we'll go from there. Just for fun, I'm going to move 5 left on this one. See what happens. I am going to slow it down just to obviously try to still let it strike. But I just want to see how it reacts in the oil. 5 and 3 with the ice. All right, slow down. Got it out. Gave it a little bit more rotation to get that ball to corner a little bit back. Very comfortable of a shape to look at. Like I said, on my go-to list, so a lot of confidence throwing the shots. That helps. Let's go one last one. Well, 5 more left for fun again. Slow it down a little bit more. And that's when you know you're comfortable with the ball, just knowing what the ball's going to do. You know how much to finesse it when you're making the adjustments on the lane, even though you may or may not need to be there, but that's what we're doing right now, just altering speed, adjusting speed and a little bit under rotation to create the same shape back to the pocket when needed. All right, one more, just for fun. I'm gonna go up the boards, up the track area, more my idea of it. Got lucky with that one, but there it is. That's the versatility I can get with the ball. Obviously manipulating a little bit myself, but able to kind of get the ball and understand the ball and trust the ball to do the right thing, because I just kind of know what the ball wants to do. And that's the only thing as a bowler you want to see, right? Know what the ball's giving you to know what you need to do and make the adjustments as needed. But love this ball right now. Till next video, Brunswick Alert.